This is Ankita with you today as host, and let me just give you a small number if we want to know. Do we really know? And we are coming across such decisions, and we are getting in such views that what is going to happen to the future of education, future of school education, college education. 1.725 billion learners are currently affected due to the school closures in response to the pandemic as of now. And UNICEF says there are 186 countries that are currently implementing nationwide closures, and eight are implementing the complete closures. Thank you so much, panelists. We have from esteemed schools, we have some honorable principals and vice principals whom we are going to introduce, and we will be getting their views on how we will be discussing about the future of education. We have with us Anubha Goyal ji, who is the principal of Royal Global School, Guwahati. Sudeshna Ghosh ji, principal, Techno India Group Public School, Alipurduar, West Bengal. Dr. Vidhukesh Vimal, Headmaster, the Assam Valley School, Tezpur. Levi Katy sir, CEO and Principal of Donyi Polo Vidya Bhawan, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Pramod Srivastava ji, Principal, Bharati, Uchchangal, Vidyalaya, Bihar. We have with us Victoria Rahman, Vice Principal of Darjeeling Public School, Siliguri, West Bengal. And we have Higyo Aruni, Chairperson, SMC, Green Mount School, Itanagar. Rekha Pincha, Vice Principal, Career Point School, Bilaspur. Thank you so much. And I would like to introduce our Professor Ujjwal K Chowdhury, who is the Pro Vice Chancellor of Adamas University, Kolkata. Thank you so much, panelists, for joining with us from your valuable time and to share your valuable insights. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, it's a very interesting initiative from policytimes.com, a portal and also a live online channel. I have earlier also participated in discussions connected to policy matters with respect to environment and many other areas. It's a pleasure to today talk on future of education along with those who actually make the foundation of education, the school principals. So I'm just requesting one by one principals, if you could share your initial thoughts in 2-3 minutes each, maximum 2 minutes is good, then we can make it more interactive. And just by appearance of people on my screen, I'm calling, it's not on any order. Anubha ma'am, if you could begin by introducing yourself, your school, and what activities are you doing in the last 60 days, almost 60 days we are out of campus. So today, just before you speak, ma'am, one of our gardeners, very simple man, not very highly educated, one gardener, he shot pictures from all angles of the campus. It's a 120 acres large campus. Made a short video of 2 minutes and shared it on the teachers forum through some teachers and on some students forum. And the entire group started almost like weeping in the sense through words, so that they're missing campus, these, that. I understand students are genuinely missing. Those students who are bad students who didn't want to attend classes are also missing now. So it's a very peculiar situation. I'm sure it is truer for school students. They must be missing even more. So if Anuva ma'am could start about what initiatives they have done, and please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself on the left.
All right, good evening, and thank you so much for having me here, Policy Times. It is an honor to be here on this platform. This COVID-19 pandemic has been a complete leveler and an eye-opener for all of us. And I must admit, it is through this that we've discovered what is online teaching. In the last 60 days, we have got the school classrooms to the homes of the children. Now, we need to keep in mind, we're all talking of online teaching and learning. It has been, initially, it was a little difficult, but now as the days are going by, it's getting easier and easier. We are doing it through Zoom, the platform of Zoom, and having got comfortable with that, we've now started with Google Classrooms, where we're going to start our evaluations also. Now, I think it's all because we are made out to be resilient and we are able to adapt to change. And why we are being able to do it is because of the continuous commitment, dedication of the teachers who
It's
are
a very
continuously
interesting.
equipping themselves with the skills required to engage the students as best as they can. So we have done it, and it's not only academics, but keeping the overall holistic growth of the child. We've also included uh, co-curricular activities like music and dance. For the physical well-being, we've introduced aerobics, yoga, and sports, and which is all happening through the platform. As far as academics is concerned, we are really not worried about the curriculum getting over or done with. What we are insisting on more is that the concepts get clear. They may be going a little slow, but what our teachers are doing is making the lessons fun. And how are they making it fun? By being able to show them more slides, more PowerPoint presentations, and the YouTube links they're attaching to. So I think it's involving all the MIs of the students, and the children are actually enjoying themselves. And I would also like to mention here that uh, the children start off with the virtual assemblies in the morning. So they sing the school prayer, they sing the Gayatri Mantra, they have the thought for the day. Every day there's one child who would speak about the day gone by. And besides that, the past month has had days like the Heritage Day, the Earth Day, then they've had the Dance Day. All this has been observed by the children. Now we have, but this week has been observed as the Tagore week. So they're being taught Tagore songs. They are remembering him. His poems are being recited. We're soon going to get Mother's Day, for which again the teachers are preparing them. So one is trying to do as much as one can by bringing the physical classrooms to the online platform.
Very good, very good, very interesting way of engaging them. So, what I could really gather from what you said, the instruction-based teaching mentoring in classroom physically has become more collaborative and participatory or experiential form of learning digital.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes,
Thank you,
absolutely.
thank you, thank you. Let's hear from Levis or Levi E. Katy from Itanagar.
Yeah, good evening once again to all of you. I think, like Anubha ma'am has just said, initially when this lockdown period started, like we were a bit working out on ways how we can go ahead. Like in Arunachal, we have a lot of problems with network issues and all. But within a week, I'll say we started with our classes from March 27th, from 9 to class 12. So what we did was the teachers were asked to personally connect with the students. We took ample time, almost a 1 week's time as warm-up sessions, where we connected with the parents, where we connected with the students, and we made them understand on the importance of how they need to involve themselves with the education, with the kind of pandemic that has happened, and with we were never sure of how many months it would go, how many days it would go. So it was very important for us to involve the students with the teaching and learning process. So that is how we sat with the teachers, we sat with the experts, we made our split ups when it comes to academics. Then we gave the split up to the students weekly, how we do. Then we connected with the students pandemic that has happened, and what we did was our teachers made video sessions, and those video sessions were uploaded by the teachers on YouTube channels, and we used to link those YouTube channels in the WhatsApp groups. So that's how the students were responding. And I think almost we took attendance of each and every class, 9, 10, and 12 on a daily basis. We maintained the attendance registers. Of course, we didn't do the assemblies as of now, but we are connecting with that. And when it comes to the lower classes, like 6, 7, and 8, we used Skype to connect with the students, and we encouraged the students, we motivated the students and the parents, because it becomes a problem sometimes, especially with the lower classes, they don't have their own mobile gadgets and all. So it was very important for all of us to, uh, kind of motivate the parents first. Once we motivated the parents, then we maintained a reporting by the teachers, a daily reporting, and we identified some students, like say 10 to 20% of the students who are not very active. So teachers used to make the calls. The academic coordinators used to make the calls. That's how by the coming within 10 days or 15 days, we saw almost 85% students in my school coming into the system. So I would say like 90% we are into it. And
Great.
with the lockdown being relaxed now, with the students who are being very slow, we are thinking of inviting them to the school maybe in 5-10 with social distancing, teaching them the techniques, getting in touch with them. See, I feel like motivation is the key factor. The
Thank you.
students should feel motivated to participate, and the
Thank you.
teaching and learning process has to continue in the school. Of
Thank
course,
you.
we do
Thank
have
you.
challenges with certain districts where there is a network problem and all. That consists of around 5 to 10%. That's
Thank
how
you,
we have
thank
been
you,
going.
thank you. You have
Thank you.
given very good points, particularly the point on video sessions uplinked on YouTube and then connected to WhatsApp group
That's it.
is something that's very unique idea. Just as the virtual prayer was a unique idea from Anubha ma'am as well. So
Thank you.
this is how we actually the purpose of one of the purposes that Akram told to me earlier is that sharing of such ideas which others can also be inspired to follow future. So what Anubha ma'am said or Levi sir said, some of this can be followed by other schools also, and they will say something which you can follow as well. So something that's the collective learning. We are in the world, as I was saying at the beginning. We are actually should be in the new world, moving away from any sort of competitive idea, and we should move on to purely collaborative and collective learning idea within students, among organization, and that is the only way to survive collectively well. So thank you, Levi sir. Vidhukesh sir is
Thank you so much.
next on my screen. So Levi sir, please mute yourself. Vidhukesh sir, unmute and please introduce and speak.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. Vidhukesh Vimal, and I'm the new headmaster of almost 8 months old headmaster of Assam Valley School. And it's just a coincidence that last two holidays, last time into December, it was CAA happening here in this part, and now this COVID happened. And I tell you, we are Assam Valley School is a fully residential school, and one of the biggest challenge which we faced in the beginning was to ensure that we evacuate our students safely from the campus to their respective homes. And this is the if I may say that this is how it is different from a day school, because when you say school should be shut from tomorrow morning, there will be less traffic on the road and there will be less movement. But in a boarding school, when you say tomorrow school will be shut, there will be a vice versa, reverse, because there are more people on the road, more people will come and pick your, and there will be bigger crowd in your campus, more than say 2,000 people and more than 1,500, 2,000 people on campus. So that was the challenge, but we managed very well that particular thing. And as far as our academic time was concerned, because April is our Bihu break time, so we didn't lose much in terms of our academic time in April. But definitely, what we have done, as Winston Churchill, very famously, he popularized the quote that never allow a good disaster to go waste. You utilize it, you build your capacities, and you see as a school that what are the areas in which you need to build your capacity, and through that capacity building you go one step ahead. And I totally agree with Mr. Akram that the life before corona and after corona will be two different lives, and there's no denial in this. And that's why I guess there are certain things which we all need to, I guess, shift our focus on, the certain basic uh, value system of life. I think so that that's very very important. And one of the very important word I always use, which I have used in last 60 days the maximum, is restrain. That you restrain from a certain temptation, you restrain yourself, you have to restrain from certain things, the habits, that you go out, you do this thing, you do that thing, all kind of stuff. But coming back to academics, because in our school every student they have laptop already. As far as that technical aspect was concerned, it's not very difficult. Google Classroom is very much part of our daily routine thing. That was also not very difficult, but definitely because it was moving time, like when you are promoting from grade A to grade B, and then your teachers will change, everyone will change, your class teacher will change, and subject teachers will change. So that change has taken us a little bit time to shift. So we are definitely using Google Classroom for our all pre-reading, post-reading, all kind of work, and we are using Zoom classes for our live sessions. We are ensuring the whole idea, and I totally agree with Ms. Goyal that at present the idea is not on to say go about assessment and testing. That's not the focus. The focus here is to ensure that there's a creative engagement of a child, and that's why we are very mindful of this. The total time in a whole day is around 3.5 3 hours, around 3.5 hours of classes, 40 minutes each, 4 classes in a day, and that also we have split so that we are very mindful of the screen time, especially the younger ones. They are not watching things for a very long time. That's again very harmful for their eyes. So that's how we are managing the combo of Zoom plus our Google Classroom. Our pastoral team, the good part is we have like say 7, 8 or maximum 10 students per teacher. We call it tutorial system, in which you are the loco parentis, you are the person on campus for the emotional and the social well-being of that child. And the tutor is in constant touch. Every Sunday we have a meeting with they have meeting with their own group. I today, like say for example, today I didn't meet my tutorial group on Sunday, so I met my school captain, my head boy, head girl, everyone today, and we had a chat, how's life, what are the things, issues, that kind of stuff. So that's looking after their social and emotional well-being. Tutorial meeting is very important, and we are almost doing everything possible online, as Mrs. Goyal rightly said, from dance, music to ensuring that there's a weekly assignment given for the sports part, that those kind of stuff. And we are then moving it in terms of some activities also. Say inter-house debate is happening. The first round we have done the dummy round. So dummy dummy part already happened through the Zoom thing, and it was fabulous, fantastic. Our because this was our admission time also, we did our online admission process. Everything went online, from say written exam to say interviews to everything. And that's also, and we are going to have our online induction also very soon. Monday onwards is going to be online induction, where we are going to meet our new parents and new students online. So in a way, life is moving in that direction, and as Mr. Haq rightly said, you cannot stop there. Yeah, thank you.
You have really given a very good overview, and particularly from the point of view of a residential school, speciality of a residential school. So this pre-reading, sharing the pre-reading material brings to me the at university level what we do as flipped classroom. You are practicing in school something called flipped classroom. So before the class happens, all the content of the class, in our case, it is PPT, PDF, URL, what you call podcast, video link, YouTube link. All these are case study. These at the higher education. In your case, whatever it is, but there will be content also like book material or some link and some video will be there. And these are to be shared 1 or 2 days before the actual class, so that, and with the clear instruction, they should be read or seen before they come. And then the understanding is faster, and discussion need not be on basics. Discussion can be more clarifications. So great initiative that you are doing. I also liked this tutorial meetings being done as loco parentis. That one also is a very good thing. Thank you for sharing some good ideas. Aruni ma'am, can you please say what are you doing in your school? How it is going on? Just a few words from your end. Aruni ma'am from Arunachal. Unmute yourself, Aruni ma'am. On the left side below, there is a mute symbol. Unmute. Can you do that? Yes. Can you unmute? Red one.
Yes.
On the left side. Yes. Speak, please, ma'am. Speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. मैं हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल मैम.
Can I speak in Hindi?
Yes ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
हिंदी बोलिए, असमीज बोलिए, चलेगा, सब चलेगा. Very good. Thank you.
Actually, Assamese I don't know, but इसी जो learned forum, this is you all are principal, director or professor, but I am from the only the management side. So I am from my school management side. So actually, actually I am not that much of depthness regarding teaching and
ये सब
subject was
ये सब
or
आप ये सब सोचो मत,
yes,
सिर्फ बोलो आप किस तरह से हैंडल कर रहे हो, किस तरह से बच्चों
ठीक
से
ठीक
इंटरेक्ट करो, बस वही
ठीक
बोलो,
ठीक
चलेगा।
ठीक ठीक है. But actually ये जो क्लास 12 एंड 10 एग्जाम बिल्कुल खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा था. हाफ वे में जो लॉकडाउन शुरू हो गया था. So after that हम लोग भी स्कूल में को बंद करके रखा. Then but then also कांटेक्ट है सभी को. और उसके बाद धीरे धीरे अभी हम लोग ऑनलाइन में एडमिशन शुरू किया. और हमारा जो ऑनलाइन एडमिशन शुरू करके अभी धीरे धीरे हम लोग भी आज मैं आप लोगों का सामने में प्रेरणा मीन्स आई जस्ट वांट टू लर्न फ्रॉम यू. आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, कैसा प्लानिंग कर रहा है, क्या करने जा रहे हैं, उसको मैंने एक्चुअली सुनने को इच्छा था. बिकॉज ऑफ माय प्रिंसिपल ही इज नॉट इन गुड हेल्थ. तो इसका वजह से मैंने ऐसे आप लोगों से सीखने के लिए सुनने के लिए आए हैं. सो बस मेरा स्कूल अभी एडमिशन शुरू हो रहा है और ऑनलाइन पे. और इवन मैंने ये एग्जाम वगैरह टेस्ट वगैरह भी ऑनलाइन में करने जा रहे हैं. और बात बाकी आप लोगों से सीखने आए तो सीखते हैं, आज सुनते
थैंक यू,
हैं. बट
थैंक यू,
नेक्स्ट टाइम आई विल सेंड माय प्रिंसिपल एंड ही
यस,
विल टेल यू एवरीथिंग.
थैंक यू
थैंक
मैम.
यू.
आप प्लीज इतने अच्छे अच्छे पॉइंट्स बाकी सब प्रिंसिपल बता रहे हैं, आप भी नोट करिए, आप भी इम्प्लीमेंट करिए, और
यस,
अगली बार आप भी जब भी कभी होगा आप भी शेयर कीजिए. नए सेट ऑफ
थैंक यू.
प्रिंसिपल होंगे लेकिन आप भी शेयर कीजिए. थैंक यू
थैंक
मैम. Sudeshna
थैंक यू.
ma'am, could you please come on video and speak about your school? What are you doing? Some of the new things, whatever. Yes, Sudeshna ma'am.
सुदेशना मैम आप
Is it okay? Are you able
Unmute.
to
Yes.
hear my voice now?
Yes.
हाँ हाँ
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Speak.
yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening to everyone here. I'm Sudeshna Ghosh, the principal of Techno India Group Public School, Alipurduar. This is indeed a very difficult time for all of us. We have never seen anything like this before. We all know that the entire world is fatally wounded by the sudden attack of an unprecedented virus, corona. Nevertheless, we are all
जी. आपका म्यूट मेरे यहाँ शो हो रहा है. आई थिंक
Can you cut it from your end? Unmute from your end, host.
हाँ मैं किया बट शी जस्ट वेंट अवे.
Okay.
शी इज बैक.
Sudesh.
जी
Yeah.
मैम आई थिंक आपका इंटरनेट कनेक्शन थोड़ा स्लो.
It's okay. Speak.
here in Alipurduar, this connectivity problem is a major problem.
It's okay. It's okay. Continue.
So we
Continue.
all know we all know that the entire world is fatally wounded by the sudden attack of an unprecedented virus that is corona. Nevertheless, we all are fighting hand in hand to get rid of this deadly virus soon, and the entire human race are hoping to get the triumph over it shortly. Now, initially, when the problem has started, then we have understood that we
जी आपका वॉइस थोड़ा डाउन बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा है
कोई
मैम.
बात नहीं. We'll come back. Sudeshna ma'am, you mute yourself, or from the host, please, if you mute her, we'll get back to her. Victoria ma'am, Victoria Rahman ma'am, from Siliguri, from Darjeeling, if you could speak, please.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah. Sudeshna ma'am, please mute yourself. We'll get back to you again. One more time, we'll get back to you. Let's hear the others. Victoria ma'am, yes.
Yes. Good evening, everyone here, and thank you very much, the Policy Times, for being for inviting me here. And see, this COVID has changed our life completely, and so is our education system. Well, we all know that. See, our school has always been an affordable school. So uh, our school has always been an affordable school, so there has been a lot of challenges. There are like different set of parents in our school, but when this pandemic broke out and all the schools went off, the first challenge that we had was everyone was uncertain what is going to happen. किसी को कुछ नहीं पता था क्या होने वाला है, and neither from the management side, the school side, nor the students were also uncertain. And our many of the students who are giving like boards exams, they are still waiting. Class 12 students are still waiting what will happen to them. Okay, but with time, like we are humans, we adopt the things. So like हम लोगों का already WhatsApp classes चल रहा था. WhatsApp, we were like since beginning only we were connected with all our parents through WhatsApp. Like our class teachers had a group of each class, okay, in the WhatsApp. सो हम लोग व्हाट्सएप में ही कनेक्टेड रहते थे सारे बच्चों के साथ में. एंड वी हैड दिस व्हाट्सएप क्लासेस. And after that, after that, like after a certain time, after sometimes we started thinking ki, like what next, what should we do next. So after that we started doing with the Zoom classes. But again with this Zoom thing, we have one, like online classes, live classes, we have one problem, that is the problem of connectivity. Like we are a little bit in a hilly area, so here the connectivity.
One minute. Akram, can you please mute Sudeshna ma'am's phone? Can you do that? The host can do that actually. I'm not the host, so I cannot do it because continuously that sound will keep coming when others are speaking.
Yeah.
Levi sir, if you could kindly mute yourself.
Fine.
Yes, Victoria ma'am.
Yes. So like we were connected to the students through WhatsApp, and after that we started our online classes through Zoom. But again, there also we are facing certain problems regarding this connectivity, because sometimes the internet is not there. So what we are doing to face this is we are making like doing the live classes, and whatever the things that the students, if some students are missing out, especially in maths classes and the practical classes which the students cannot learn themselves, or they have to know the things practically, we are making the video of that. We are uploading it in the YouTube. If the video is longer, because that cannot be sent in the WhatsApp, we are uploading it in the YouTube, and we are sending the link to the students. And if the YouTube, like if it is a short video, then we are sending it to the students directly. And we are doing this live classes till class 6. From 5 onwards, as we know, the students will not be very much acquainted with this live session here, particularly in our area. So what we are doing, we are making interesting videos, like the teachers teaching it in an interesting way. We are sending, and we are making small videos of 2-3 minutes and sending it to the students, especially like nursery, LKG, UKG, pre-primary section, because it's just like watching a YouTube video, the way they fascinatingly watch Beam and all. These days they are watching our teachers very fascinatingly. And iske baad, but most importantly, during this lockdown, all the students are inside their houses. What we are more concerned about is the mental health of the child. So we are having a session with the parents regularly, like in this 60 days, we had twice the session with the parents, because right now our focus is not just to educate the students but to the parents too. Because see, students are technically aware, they are very technically sound. We know how the students are much more technically advanced than we are. The kids, coming generation, they are very advanced, but that is not the issue with the parents. Now parents, they don't know what the child is doing in the in the mobile or in the computers. So we need to educate the parent also regarding the usability of the internet or usability of the network, because abhi sab kuch hamara us mobile ke andar, ye dabbe ke andar band ho chuka hai. So it has also become very important for us to make parents educate, to educate our parents regarding this, regarding the mental health of the child, regarding the usability of this technology, and so that they also know and keep the watch at what the children are doing in their houses, in the locked rooms. And this is how we are dealing with the situations. And with time, we are also learning. This situation is completely new to us, and there are many more challenges also we are facing every day, and we are coming we are overcoming every day also. And here, like in this platform, I'm like learning a lot of things from the esteemed principals.
Yes.
And thank you.
Thank you, Victoria ma'am. A very important point you brought, not just students teaching or learning or training, it is a time for parents learning, training, and teaching as well. Because this
Yes.
for the first time in the last 100 years, this sort of a major issue has come. Not in our lifetime, not in our parents' lifetime, also such situation has come. So this is a learning time for parents before the students as well. That's a well taken point. Other points, what you said, have already been noted here, but this is something that's very significant. Rekha ma'am, if you could introduce yourself and speak.
Yes, sir. Um, a trap is only a trap if you don't know about it. If you know about it, it's a challenge. I am
Very
Rekha Pincha, Vice Principal of Career Point World School, Bilaspur. I feel honored to be part of discussion, and for this, I'm thankful to the Policy Times for inviting me. So far into this 21st century, it is amongst the most significant medical challenge that our world has to face. But schools as a growth accelerators plays a critical role to cope up with the situation. Career Point World School was fortunate enough that because we have already uh, been over with our annual examinations and result was out. So we were about to start our new session from 19th of March. But yes, due to lockdown, probably we were not able to do this. Then we introduced our online classes modules to enable students learn and relearn even the basics in comfort and pace. We are also providing online and offline notes to the students, not only subjective classes, but also we are we are conducting co-curricular activities like dance, cooking classes, to keep them engaged. It's very important that we as educators, we need to look upon the situation of children they are facing at home. And for this we have plan a day wise planning is done by us, and teachers are conducting it very well. We do conduct prayers, pranayam, yoga. We also keep records of attendance. Teachers are actually they are accelerating it nicely. We do conduct quarantine competitions and activities for learning and fun, like song competitions, best out of waste competition. Uh, Apart from this, I would also say that our school management is very open for the parents, which is the reason for healthy bonding between school and stakeholders. We conduct online meeting with parents twice in a week to know their feedbacks, concerns, and work upon their suggestions to improve our online classes. Thank you. Thank you, Ujjwal
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really like this crisis to opportunity approach, which Dr. Vidhukesh also interestingly said that good disaster should not be made into an opportunity, quoting Churchill, sorry. Then this cooking thing was very interesting. And what you should also tell everyone that cooking is not an art that only women should know, even men should
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Uh, so
definitely.
just taking a little digress, that famous gentleman with a ponytail, if you remember, Prahlad Kakkar, ad man, who makes all the Sachin Tendulkar ads he used to make and all. Prahlad Kakkar said, "I would not have got married if I didn't know cooking because my wife was impressed by my cooking skills." So
Wow.
the lady is a Bengali lady, and she was very strict and all that. Mitali, her name is Mitali. I have met both of them in their home. So he said that I invited her home and cooked everything, 7 items, and that was the day she said yes. So that is a good thing that the men should also learn cooking, not just women.
Definitely.
So and the quarantine contest and best out of west, very good idea. That's something that we can bring everywhere. So turn your disadvantage into advantage with
Definitely.
quarantine contest. Very good. I like the term quarantine contest because quarantine will not be permanent, so they will remember we had
Yeah.
contest during quarantine. Thank you very much, Rekha
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you.
Yes. Moving ahead, Bala ma'am, you said that you are here to participate, but if you could also speak a few things, few words on what Royal Global School is doing nowadays. Bala Rajkwaji, if you are there.
Yes, sir. I'm honored to, speak here. Yes, Royal Global School has just not left any stones unturned. Right from it. I think quarantine started on the 19th, and I think right from 1 week from then, we started our regular online classes. Of course, initially 1 or 2 days we had some teething problems, but after that we started off with class 9 to 12 and slowly extended it to the other lower classes. And now from LKG to class 12, all of us are doing online classes, and it's been really wonderful. Um, in fact, I'm glad to say that all our children are quite gifted. They have all the gadgets, necessary gadgets at home, and the parents are also so cooperative, and they are happy that the classes are going on and no time is wasted. In fact, even we didn't even go for any holiday, Bihu holiday breaks or anything. We kept working even during, except for a day or two, we kept working. And the children are really enjoying the music classes, the dance classes, the yoga classes. And for the seniors also, we do have 40 minutes class. At the same time, we make sure that the classes are interesting by having video, because we keep showing videos and slideshows, and the classes are quite interactive. And I'm very happy and proud to say that the attendance in our on our online classes are just superb. Very, I would just say maybe 5%, once in a way, 5% absentees. Otherwise, it's been a full attendance all along, and it's really wonderful, sir. We are not missing. Yeah, we are missing school. We are missing meeting our colleagues and having the corridor chit chats and all that, but otherwise the teaching aspect is going very well. And in fact, I'm very happy to say that after starting these online classes, we have a routine in our life. Otherwise, I don't know how these 45 days would have gone without a routine. We would have become really lazy by the end of by the time this quarantine period gets over and school reopens. That way, we as teachers, we are very busy, in fact more busy than what we would be.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
sir,
you.
for giving me this
Thank
opportunity
you.
to speak here.
Thank you.
Even though
Yeah,
I'm not supposed to be a
that's okay.
participant,
That's okay.
I
That's
was.
okay. It's not important. Not supposed to. What is written? There is nothing written on the stone. It is an interactive forum. We are all talking. We are all learning from
but
one another, each other.
but one thing I'll have to definitely say here, our principal Anubha ma'am, she's just a genius. Without her guidance and without her idea, she just started off with it and it went
Very,
through. And
very
I'm
good. Very
very
good.
happy
Thank
to
you.
have her as a principal.
Yes, yes, no doubt. When she spoke very confidently with all the issues that you are practicing, all the
Yes,
initiatives.
yes.
So I like this point of better engagement and routine. And without this online thing, our life would be very productive. This productive point was very good. Binita ma'am, are you there? If you could come online and come on face and you can speak on your experience. Binita ma'am.
Good evening, everyone, on this forum. I think the quest for knowing what intellectual minds have to say brought me here. I belong to Royal Global School. I'm the senior coordinator there. And as principal ma'am was speaking today, so we all came, myself, Bala ma'am, we all came to hear. It was nice to hear all of you speak. And everyone in their own right is putting forward their best foot ahead, to get the best out of this situation, so that the children also do not suffer any mental stress. And we as educators, we as teachers, we do what we are meant to do. And it's indeed a big clap for all the educators, who have left no stone unturned in making the best of this time. It was very nice, and I think ma'am has spoken already, and Bala ma'am has also added a lot. So I wouldn't like to add anything, but yes, we are learning, and it's a big opportunity for us to grow, to evolve, and to turn out as better educators, maybe for the challenging times ahead.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. You can mute yourself.
Yes.
Thank you. Sudeshna ma'am, would you try one more time? If you could unmute yourself and try to speak a few things that you are doing in your school. Sudeshna ma'am, if you could try once more. Yes.
We were supposed to start regular classes from 2nd of April. So as because we were not able to start those regular classes, so we have thought of the same way, like we usually have 8 periods. So I have thought of that if we could have started with the main subjects and 2 periods of the happiness period, which we are doing in the school always. Like happiness period means 6 periods means the main subjects, essays, science, English, and maths. And happiness period basically when students check their mood. Throughout the day, they are studying and doing those activities.
So, ma'am, ka
So audio issue है. No problem. Sudeshna ma'am, you could once again mute yourself
Yes,
or
yes,
I think she.
yeah, speak ma'am, speak.
yes. Yeah, the thing is that so rote memorization process is not good actually. So if we can start with some different types of processes like this, which we have started for you, happiness period, some entertaining classes. If throughout the day, 8 periods, like we are doing the 8 periods only, so 6 periods they are doing the regular class like Hindi, English, science, all those, and 2 days those will be unique type, like teachers will have dance activities where the students
Okay,
will enjoy.
okay.
They're doing some types of drawing, showing some like I said,
Okay,
fire
Sudeshna,
and all
Sudeshna,
those.
ma'am, please mute yourself. We are not hearing.
Yes,
No issues. Akram can help in muting if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. You have given good point one that from road to experiential and happiness focused classes. That is a good point. By the way, Delhi also has institutionalized Delhi government happiness class compulsory one lecture, one session. Sorry, one session where there is no fixed syllabus, but there is everything to do with joy and happiness. And there are countries like Finland and Norway where happiness practice education practice has been there from school for a very long time. Particularly Finland and Norway has done it in a very big manner. So thank you for mentioning that point. I think we had a very good overview amongst all present here. Unfortunate that the net connectivity of Sudeshna ma'am was slightly a problem. Still, she contributed to this discourse. Uh, I'm happy to see that three members of the Royal Global family are here. I know your Vice Chancellor, Dr. S.P. Singh. He is a good friend. University, Royal Global University Vice Chancellor is a good friend. We were colleagues once upon a time in Amity. I was dean and he was vice president of the organization at that time. And I visited the campus also and spoken to the students as well sometimes earlier. Anyway, coming back, so it was a very good session. I will share a few thoughts. Many of you have focused more on the junior classes while you were talking, and some of you spoke about the senior classes as well, but that's great. I'll quickly say Zoom, Google Class, almost everyone is doing. That's the one way to go. WhatsApp group, very good for continuous discussion, sharing of video, sharing of creative content by the students. So that's great. And shooting video and putting on YouTube and sharing the links, great idea. Google spreadsheet can be used for attendance, or I mean, otherwise it can be in WhatsApp group, but it will be somewhat painstaking on WhatsApp group to take attendance. So Google spreadsheet could be one way of taking attendance. FB timeline can be used as a notice board, and people can follow the FB timeline to actually see the notice board. FB timeline can be also a closed group. There could be an FB fan page of the school where any and everyone can see, but there could be an FB timeline for a closed group. Only the students and teachers can see, and all instruction and notices can go there. There is a new technology that has come, Wacom, WACOM. Wacom has come out with a board where one can write and solve mathematics, and that can be actually connected to the phone, and people can see it on WhatsApp group. So a Wacom board can be thought of. I'm sure you know about Khan Academy, and Khan Academy links to their videos and their things. So, and this is free of cost. So Khan Academy also courses can be shared with. So Khan Academy even has videos for mathematics, HCA for LCM learning sort of things. That also is there. There are videos of that, so it can be thought of. I had seen a very interesting thing before lockdown, much before lockdown. So there is this, our university, Adamas University also has two schools, just like Royal Global has a school. So similar, Techno India Group has schools. So similarly, there are schools also. And in our school, one of the days I was invited as a chief guest and I had gone there. And I found from class 6 to 12, everyone's science book. For 12, it was physics, chemistry, maths, all those. Not maths, basically physics, chemistry, life science, these areas. Every topic of science, every chapter of science was turned into a model. So photosynthesis in a model, solar system in a model, electrodes in a model, or the nucleus in a model. So what you could do using whatever material is available at home or nearby, they can make models of the different chapters, and you can give different topics to different students, and then they shoot the pictures and share in the WhatsApp group, and you actually evaluate them on the basis of that. And you can even ask them to speak in Zoom about their model, what did they mean, and how did they do it. So that could be one activity, because engaging them is more important than giving instruction now. The more, and you have already told that also. So one school I've heard in earlier discussion started a concept of a personal dictionary. So every child is told, from newspapers, books, or anywhere, take 5 new words every day to learn, and put that 5 new words, learn it very well, and their meanings and one example of a sentence using that word, share it on the WhatsApp group. So, and make your collection of 5 new words every day, sort of a personal dictionary that builds up over 60 days. It's a good idea, nice, good idea. So that's one. Creative portfolio. Ask them, someone is good in dances, so let the mother click a short 3 minutes video of different dances on different days. So today is an Assamese dance, tomorrow is a Bhangra dance, next day is a, sort of learn from video some jazz and some jazz music, and then you dance with that. And I mean, different forms of dances, and those videos can be shared. Similarly, art, someone is good in painting, today is nature, some nature, tomorrow is an animal, the next time is a a face, a child's face, or whatever. So similarly, there could be also an idea of paintings. So portfolio, the concept of portfolio, if that can be brought in a simple manner. Someone likes reciting a poem. So one poem he or she recites every day, or every day may be very frequent, every week, or every 3 days, or twice in a week, like that. And that can be short and shared. And that person builds a portfolio of such things over a period of time. Now, then encourage the person to start his or her own YouTube channel. Very simple. And then put all these there. Can be. And the best ones, day's best, the best of the day on a given day can go into school YouTube. So they can have a friendly competition that, okay, mine should be selected by the school and brought into the school YouTube, because that's like a prestige thing. So my school has recognized my artwork. But individually, everyone can do. That's one. Mental health part is very good. Someone has spoken about that. We need to therefore move to a scenario where we need to make digital personality of ourselves and our students. Please note, today there is a UGC's advisory given to us, to universities, that 25% of classes or more in coming days. Okay, by the way, we are allowed to start the classes now from September 1. So you have understood the government has taken a long view. I mean, as on today, we have crossed 50,000 cases now today. So if it becomes 1.5 lakhs cases, then it will be really tough. It may be even in a longer duration lockdown. But anyway, I'm not getting into lockdown part. Even if the lockdown is relaxed, school colleges will not be allowed to bring youngsters so easily on campus, because they are very young and it's a risky thing. So digital has come to stay. It might have come because of pandemic, but it has come to stay for the long run. That is a point that is to be noted. And as very rightly Akram has said, AC and BC, before Corona, before COVID and after COVID, BC and AC, clear cut. There is a situation that, even people say before Google and after Google earlier. So now it's BC and AC. So therefore, UGC is telling us that 25 to 33% of the course should be delivered digitally. That means what? For 6 days of the week, people need not come to college. So 4 days is enough. 2 days you learn from college. Sunday is anyway holiday. Even teachers need not come on 6 days. They can come on 4 days, and the other 2 days can teach from home. So this is going to be a new normal, the new normal. We are not going to get back to 31st December 2019 old normal. We are moving to a different, completely scenario. So therefore, creating digital personality, which means first the tools, laptop. Most of your children have it, laptop, and yes, I will come to Victoria ma'am in a moment. She has a question to ask. So laptop, internet connection, Wi-Fi connection, and a smartphone with net connection. These gradually will become like the shirt, the pant, and the shoe, as important as they. And in my opinion, for society in general, digital access is going to be the new frontier of human rights. Just as we need food, roti kapda makan, we will need digital access going ahead. And digital divide of the country is most glaring today. As we know, 50 to 60% of students are unable to actually digitally access education. Your schools are from the better and comparatively well placed background students, middle class or upper middle class. So you are able to manage. But there are government schools, there are poorer schools, municipality schools, their children are unable to manage. So this is not our immediate concern, but as a society, I am saying that governments have to come out with policies and expenditure to give tablet to schools. Like books and slates were given earlier, for studying, helping children to study. Now tablets have to be given, and internet connectivity has to be cheaper. So this is the reality of the future. So before I tell some one or two concluding points, I will Victoria ma'am has a question, so I will ask her to give the question here. And before she also gives the question, there was a viewer called Seema Barua who asked to Victoria ma'am, how is the attendance level of online classes? Please answer to that also and give your question.
Sir, our attendance, the attendance to online classes was sometimes we get good attendance, sometimes we don't get attendance when it completely depends upon the connectivity. But mostly students are interested, and after this, due to this pandemic, one thing that we have, that one basic point has come up with is that only those students, the education system is going to change radically, and so is the pattern. Only those students will be able to learn, those who want to the things, because when we were in the school, students were near us, we were being able to, like, if the students don't study, we can pressurize them, but right now we can't do them, they have to come to us, right? So that is one thing. We are not, they are not in our reach, everything we are going through this virtual thing and online thing. We have to do this, we have to adopt this, and also at the same time we have to, like, educate our students, that we have to keep bring an awareness that only those students, those children will be able to, like, learn, will be able to proceed, will be able to progress, those who actually want to, because right down the entire thing is going to be very transparent. Well, I believe so.
Great, very good. And what's your concern? What's the question?
Sir, my concern is, like, right, just now you raised a point regarding this, the students of government schools and like municipal schools. Like, after this, in this 6 month, like, if our school session starts from September, in this 6 months, sir, the difference between the, like, the students who are, like, able to, like, get this education, online education, and the students who are not being able to get this online education, actually we have only 20% of the students who are being able to access it, as per my knowledge. I might be wrong here, but what about those 80% students? Like, how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to deal with this situation? The students who are going to the small private schools, who are not being able to, like, access this online digital platforms, like, and what about the students of these government schools? We know what are the condition of the government schools. How are we going to deal with these situations? Like, I am really worried about that. And so don't you think so, in this regard, we have been coming up, we have learning a lot regarding this direct benefit transfer. So government should think on that regard also, direct benefit transfer. If the government, to each and everyone, government does this direct benefit transfer, then I think so that will be a help to lot of the students. Like,
thank you.
That's my suggestion, sir.
Thank you, Victoria ma'am. You can please mute yourself. Yeah. First of all, we are first responsible to our immediate students, because they pay fees to us. Their parents have given trust of their future to us. We are sort of, as Vidhukesh sir has very rightly said, loco parentis. We are like semi-parents to them. So first responsibility is to our students. Whatever we are doing is for that responsibility, and whatever we have learned from one another, we need to do further. That's my first point. Second point, as a conscious citizen, we should raise the question what Victoria ma'am has raised. We may not be able to personally make the difference overnight, but let me first tell, we can make personally a difference in the life of the direct students that we have, which you are doing. But let us first do that and do that very well as possible, because we are responsible to them. Not one reason they pay our fees, and that fees runs our salaries. Let us be humble. Our masters are our students actually, because they pay the fees, particularly in private education. So that's first responsibility, and we cannot shirk that. Second responsibility is to, as a citizen. As a citizen, we need to raise, without getting into detail, because this is not the forum for that, but still, one, digital access is human right, and therefore, direct benefit can be transferred or tablets can be given. Point one. Point two, Indian education allocation centrally is around 2.6% of the budget, and health allocation is 1.8% of the budget. So together it is 4 point something. Not just because BJP government has done, it has been coming from Congress time, same type, nothing changed. So together, health and education is less than 5%. Shameful, extremely shameful. Globally, the percentage is more. And many developed countries already have crossed 5-6% in each. So our one of the demand should be, wherever you reduce budget, maybe defense budget you can reduce. What is more important, 5% for education, 5% for health. Irrespective of which party, whichever party comes to power, that must be our first one major demand. And even the state governments, by the way, in India, some state governments have started more than 5% in education and more than 5% in health. For example, Kerala government has 5.9% in health and around 7% in education. Bengal government has 5.1% in health, but 3% in education. The best records at this point of time is the government where Ankita and Akram are sitting. Delhi state government has 26% in education of the budget and 16% in health. So it is an important demand that we should ask for 5% in health and 5% in education, whether center or state, and whichever party. So there should be another demand that should put up. But let me come out of that issue now and get back to our immediate work. So voluntary learning is a good point that Victoria has just now mentioned, that for the first time, education is largely becoming a voluntary, collaborative, participative, experiential dimension of every student. If they don't voluntarily get into the system will not deliver to them, cannot deliver to them. And therefore, to make them voluntary learners, lot of initiatives we have to take. For example, even in our case, our students are 18, 19, 20 years of age, and there are problems, challenges of them. Google class में कोई है या नहीं है समझ में नहीं आता है, कभी-कभी समझ में नहीं आता है. So therefore, Zoom you can see, now we can see people are there. Unless someone is audio and video both off, then sometimes something else can be done. But otherwise you can see. So, but Google Class you cannot be always sure of their presence. So therefore, there has to be newer ways of engaging. I'll give some small example. We had this film. I'm also dean of the media school. So one task is film making. So there are 30 students, 30. So they have been given a task: write a script which has 30 shots, and all 30 shots together makes one story. One shot will be shot in one house, one of the students, one character. But finally, when everything come together, that must make one story. 4-minute story, 5-minute story, 3-minute story. Thank you, Rekha ma'am, for clapping. So it should make a story. Then there was one task. Everyone should make a poster with one line. Each line is different, but all the lines together of the 40 students should make a story, written story, not a film story, that is a written story or a message. And they started doing it. And each batch is asked to do that. They are brainstorming and doing it. And that's a competition inside the university, inside the school, inter-school. Our departments are called schools. So school of media, school of engineering, like that. So within that, there's a competition. So you have to keep lateral thinking to engage them more and more. To make that film, they have to first learn filmmaking. To make posters, they have to learn graphics. So we are sharing the graphics software. We are sharing how to make posters, not handwritten poster. This is graphical poster. So, therefore, they are making a newspaper one page, designing a newspaper page, So anyway, that is the task at the higher level. But at your level also, you can think of similar activities by engaging them. So that's one. But the more we engage, tell them about personal, individual dictionary. Tell them about portfolio, the concept of portfolio. Merely moralizing or encouraging is not enough. Every moralizing, encouraging must lead to an action. Otherwise, it's a gyan without an action. Unfortunately, all our education, you are still doing some good job. Higher university level, largely scholasticism. मेरा कितना डिग्री है, मैंने कितना पेपर्स प्रेजेंट किया है लेक्चर्स कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में, entire thing is based on that. बच्चों को कितना फायदा हुआ is the last criteria. So let us really turn scholasticism into outcome based, action based education. तो जो भी आप बोलो एक एक्शन में ट्रांसलेट करो, उसको ए मॉडल बनाओ, इसको एनेक्ट करके दिखाओ, इसको माइम में एक्ट करके दिखाओ, वीडियो भेजो, कोई ना कुछ आप हर दिन कोई ना कोई एक एक्टिविटी दो, तो मजबूर हो जाएंगे एक्टिविटी देने के लिए, करने के लिए. एक्टिविटी अगर एब्सेंट भी कोई है तो भी क्लासमेट से सुन के वो एक्टिविटी करेंगे. So that is one suggestion that I would like to put before strongly. Finally, before I take leave, and we all have been together for a long time. I also had a long day. It's almost 8:20 now, so it's more than an hour. So final point, many of your students are at 10, 11, 12. I'm only talking about the senior most batches, and particularly 12 students, class 12 students. Their exams are not over, I suppose, at least not in Bengal. CBSE, ICSE, HS, higher secondary, all at least 2 paper, 3 paper are still remaining. इनका confusion, depression, tension extreme है इस मोमेंट में. अच्छे घर बुरे घर का कोई मतलब नहीं है. इंजीनियरिंग का एग्जाम नहीं हुआ, मेडिकल का एग्जाम नहीं हुआ, 12th का फाइनल नहीं हुआ, कुछ कॉलेज में जाऊंगा नहीं, ठीक है. But it's a huge confusion at this point of time, and it will be a great service if we can bring them together in such Zoom sessions of 80, 70 students and talk to them with a psychiatrist. आप भी उसमें अटेंड करो, आप भी बोलो, आप भी एड्रेस करो, और साथ में let us call a psychiatrist to talk briefly, बहुत लंबा ज्ञान नहीं, एक्शन प्लान के साथ, how to have stronger mental health and inspiration. 10 action points. फिर उनको हम मेल में भेजेंगे वो चीज को.
So I would like to add here that yes, we are conducting counseling session with our in-house counselor Bhumika Gajre for classes 10th, 11th, and 12th. And
very good.
Yeah, so
that's a very important thing, psychological and counseling. So I am suggesting that if you want, we will, because we are considering it as our CSR activity also, outreach, each one reach one. So it will be very good if we can bring class 11, 12 students who are the most tensed ones, more particularly जो 12 का एग्जाम दे रहा है वो तो सबसे ज्यादा टेंशन में है, but 11 को भी लाइए, वो लोग भी सीनियर है. So if we can bring them together, maybe in groups of 40, 50, let Policy Times organize this meeting, and you gather your students there, sending a link, sending the Zoom link, just the way you got the Zoom link, let them come. And there we can have, one is the psychological part, the 10 or 15 points, action point. Second could be, we can ask them in advance through a questionnaire, which are the areas they want to get into. So suppose someone says, I want to get into engineering. So one group can be from any school. You are 7, 8 schools, but other schools have also, Akram has been talking to other schools also. So the engineering interested students of all schools together, one Zoom. Or let's say someone says pharmacy, someone says English literature, someone says media and communication, management, whatever it is, law and justice. So there could be groups like that, and we could invite experts from that field, not talking about any college or university, just talking about that field, that domain. So there could be a domain specific discussion, and there could be a mental health specific discussion, sort of career counseling and sort of mental health related. And these two together could be 1 hour, 1.5 hours. उससे ज़्यादा interest रहेगा नहीं. So 1 hour, and all this discussion can be later on sent to them in the form of PDF or in the form of video and other things. Anubha ma'am wants to say something.
Yes, Mr. Chaudhary, in fact, we have something which we call Antar Prerna. So this is for our 11 and 12 children. We
Right.
call people of the different fields and they come and talk to our children, telling them what they're doing and inspiring the children to do better and to how to become entrepreneurs or do or excel in whatever field that person is. So
Very
we do
good.
a program like that.
Very
And
good.
we normally have it every fortnight. So we do
Okay.
get personalities to talk to our children.
You are doing digitally also. Digitally also through.
Yes, we are doing digitally also. Yes.
Very nice. Inspiring. That's a very good thing and necessary thing. So I would leave it this idea with Akram. If you have students of class 11 and 12 particularly who would be interested or who would you think would be important to address them on mental health and specific areas of career and future, motivational plus information sharing. It could be done. I can call a biochemist. I can invite a lawyer, senior lawyer. We can invite and I would request even the students from whichever schools are coming, their principals also can participate. They also can speak. The idea is to generate an alternative culture of reaching out. No competition, only collaboration and all interactive. The way we express, everyone in this window have expressed together. Even let the students also express.
Right.
अच्छा हो बुरा हो कोई जरूरी नहीं है. With that, I will take your leave. Let us turn a disadvantage into advantage, a crisis into opportunity, and let this let this good disaster not be wasted. Once again, to quote what Vidhukesh ji has told, and let us really make bonding. अभी आप लोगों में से कुछ लोग एक दूसरे को जानते थे, लेकिन बहुत लोग पहली बार मिल रहे हैं. ये मिलना सिर्फ 1.5 घंटे में मत रोकिए, ये मिलने को दोस्ती में बढ़ाइए, आगे बढ़े, and let Policy Times become a sort of a harbinger or sort of a platform to take this initiative. Thank you very much.
Chaudhary, that is the objective actually. ये जो हमारा webinar है, this is just not with one show. हमारा plan ये है कि this would be an ongoing show where जो सरकार एक new education policy लेके आने वाले हैं. So we will do a series of discussions with different school principals across the country, और फिर whatever the discussion points coming out of it, we will make a complete comprehensive report out of it and also share it with respective ministries. मैं final concluding एक बार remarks सबसे
Akram, can you, based on all suggestions and views that come over your next 10 webinars,
right,
can you compile how to move to the next paradigm or level of education digitally and blend it? Actually, it will be blended, physical and digital. Can that not evolve before the government, state governments and central? That would be great.
That is what we are going to do, Professor Chaudhary. So वो हम करेंगे. अच्छा, मैं कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क, मुझे विधु जी, प्रिंसिपल विधु जी का एक विधुकेश जी का एक जबरदस्त मुझे पॉइंट लगा कि क्रिएटिव इनोवेशंस, एक कुछ उन्होंने पॉइंट बोला था. अभी तो हार्डकोर एग्जाम नहीं ले सकते, लेकिन क्रिएटिविटी में जो जिस तरह से उन्होंने स्टूडेंट्स को प्रमोट किया, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स अगर आपके इस सेशन के बाद क्या नए आपने सीखा, और सरकार को अगर कुछ सजेस्ट करना है, एक और दो बुलेट पॉइंट में अगर आप कंक्लूड कर दें. So maybe Levi sir, if you can start, because you are listening very patiently.
Okay, good idea. Taking less than 1 minute.
Less than 1 minute.
Everyone tell what is the takeaway from the last 1.5 hours. Less than 1 minute.
Sirf bullet points mein. Ji.
That we have to promote towards digital learning. The government needs to work. The schools have to work more on digital learning, creative learning. That's what I understand is we need to do with the time to come. And it was a great sharing. A lot of good ideas we got, and I am thankful to Policy Times. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anubha ma'am, bullet points.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful, and there are a lot of takeaways. But we've definitely come to realize that digital learning is here to stay. But however, it's not going to replace the brick and mortar school. That we are very sure of, because one thing is also sure through this online teaching, that parents have realized the value of teachers, and so our profession is going to be respected more. And I think teachers, there should be a complete hands up, because they are doing a wonderful job and their profession is here to stay no matter what we say. Thank you so much, Mr. Chaudhary, for all your wonderful ideas, and it's been great being here. And there are lots of takeaways: how to be creative, how to have competitions, have regular meetings with parents. We've been thinking of doing that, but haven't got down to doing it. But we would definitely do
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you so much.
Vidhukesh ji, unmute करके.
Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you. It was very interesting to hear all of you. 2 points, two takeaways. One, I'll say that, as Victoria also rightly said, that, the ownership of learning, which, sometimes it's just on the teacher's part. I think the ownership of learning has to be on the student as well. And that's a very important takeaway from this. And I think we need to, this is a cultural shift that, you learn that. That's it. And Mr. Chaudhary, you rightly mentioned about, all gyan must conclude into a outcome, because there's no point of, especially with the younger ones, if you're just giving gyan and all kind of stuff and it's not translating into an outcome, then that whole process is a waste. So I think these are the two takeaways for me: outcome and the censure on the ownership, learning of ownership. These two
Thank
things.
you. Thank you. Victoria ma'am, unmute करके please.
Thank you so much.
Bullet points में key takeaways.
Yes, one thing I want to I feel like out of all this discussion, knowing all the teacher, knowing from all the principals, that one thing is there, that the examination system should be changed, because we have to focus more on learning rather than what the child is going to perform in the exam. I feel that. Thank you.
Thank you. Sudeshna ma'am, if you are here, and thank you so much for the first time.
Thank you very much to all of you. I'm really thankful that I've got the scope to know many things from here. What I've thought of, that we have already done many of the assignments with the students through PDF files as well as PPT files and the video clips and the audio files. But here also I've learned that we can give them some other things like personal dictionary they can make, like sir said already. We can also tell them some creative portfolio they can make it. But we have done some other types of activities also, like I've told you, like power yoga and all those, and students are taking very much interest in that, and parents are also very happy with this. Parents are continuously supporting us and they're giving a continuous cooperation, and obviously we are getting 100% successful with this online classes. And we are also trying to get some other ideas also from these types of webinars to make our classes much more active, and the students should get the benefit properly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interestingly, Sudeshna ma'am, your voice was completely clear now.
This one. That's why I was also wondering that why that time it was not clear.
No issues. You have already contributed.
कुछ एरिया में 8-8:30 बजे के बाद इंटरनेट कनेक्शन बेहतर
हो जाता है. The thing is that in Alipurduar, sir, in Alipurduar, this is the main problem: poor connectivity. That is why parents are very, very unhappy for this. When we are sending the video files and the other things, they will be getting it after 5 hours or 6 hours. That is the problem over here in Alipurduar.
Thank you. Aruni ma'am, last में कुछ चीजें जो आपने सीखा,
thank you.
Unmute करके.
Thank you. मैंने साइलेंटली आप लोग का बात सुना और कुछ सीखा और समझा. Definitely, I will convey to my staff and principal, and we will have those good things जो आप लोग ने बोला, उससे कुछ हम लोग adopt करेंगे और convey करेंगे और implement करेंगे.
Thank you. रेखा मैम या विनीता मैम, आप अगर कुछ final words आप बोलना चाहेंगे.
Definitely, Ujjwal sir, it will be a new normal as schools will become adaptive to technology in education. And this change is a great change in my opinion, because it may have taken up many years to, to adopt to these technology features, which has been done during lockdown in months only. So my takeaway is learning is a creation, not consumption. Knowledge is not something a learner absorbs, but it's something a learners create. So we should be much creativity, which we should adopt our education pattern to much creative levels. Thank you.
Very good. I really love this thing that it is not about memorizing and learning information. It's about more about creating content.
Yeah.
First learn and then create. As as Vidhukesh ji said, outcome. Outcome is the important part. Very nice. Thank you.
Vinita ji hai kya?
Yeah, I am here. It was a great interaction among all of you, and I would say that there are main two takeaways from this discussion that we had. One, that there is no end to teaching and learning methodologies. I mean, you think that you have achieved something, there is a lot more there left to be achieved. And another thing which Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary had mentioned was we are moving towards blended culture in education, or the hybrid culture in education, and the government needs to increase its spending, and also that 2/3 physical classes can go on and 1/3 virtual classes can go on. That is what is going to be the trend next after lockdown maybe. Thank you so much.
कोई बाकी है, मैं अगर नाम पे मिस कर रहा हूँ तो प्लीज
लेवी सर
ने फर्स्ट मैं उन्हीं को रिक्वेस्ट किया था।
Okay.
तो अंकिता, अगर आप एक वोट ऑफ थैंक्स और थैंक यू फॉर्मल थैंक करके अगर आप कंक्लूड करें।
राइट, एज सारे प्रिंसिपल्स जैसे कि बोले टेकअवेज है, मेरे लिए सारा चीजें टेकअवेज है, एंड आई एम श्योर व्यूअर्स के लिए भी सारा टेकअवेज है. That is the motive of the Policy Times, and we collaboratively come here with all the principals. How are these best practices being shared? And that is the most important thing. How this complete education fraternity can come towards and work for the future of education in a developmental manner. I would like to thank each and every honorable principal, vice principal, chairmen, and our teachers and coordinators who attended our webinar. I would like to thank Professor Ujjwal K Chowdhury as well for his wonderful insights. Indeed, and yes, it's really, really India. I mean, awesome ones which will be implemented, and I'm sure these are really practical things that children will be really looking forward to, I'm sure. And viewers, thank you so much for watching with us, and thank you so much for joining with us today. Thank you.
We'll be back next week, same Wednesday, same time, with another 10 principals of 10 different schools. Thank you. Keep watching the policy.